Hello and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're learning English for school, for work, or just for fun, this podcast is here to help you speak more naturally and confidently.
And I'm Bill, your co-host. In today's episode, we're diving into a topic that so many English learners ask us about: how to speak fast, speak clear, and speak real English, just like native speakers.
We all know that English in textbooks sounds very different from the way people speak in real life. Native speakers talk fast, they connect words, they use slang, and that can be really confusing if you're just learning.
Exactly. But don't worry. Today, we're going to break it all down for you. We'll show you simple techniques to help you increase your speed, improve your clarity, and use real, everyday English in conversation.
So if you've ever thought, why can't I speak English as fast as native speakers? Or why do I sound too slow or robotic? This episode is for you.
Grab your notebook, relax, and let's get started. You're going to walk away with real tips you can use today.
Lion for me is it last. Yes, that's such a good example. Real English is faster, shorter, and more natural. So when learners try to speak using formal textbook phrases, it sounds slow or awkward, and they can't keep up with fast conversations.
Exactly. And here's another thing: pronunciation. If you're not sure how to pronounce words, you speak more slowly because you're unsure.
True. It's like your brain is doing too much at once. Thinking about the words, the grammar, the pronunciation. No wonder it feels hard to speak fast and clear.
But the good news is, these are all things you can fix with practice. You can train your brain to stop translating, build confidence with real phrases, and improve pronunciation.
That's what today's episode is all about. We're going to show you how to stop overthinking and start speaking like native speakers do, naturally, clearly, and confidently.
Let's do it. Are you ready for some real tips?
Let's go. First up, how to speak faster without sounding unnatural. So, Bill, let's start with the big question. Why do so many English learners struggle to speak fast and clear?
Great question, Sarah. Honestly, one of the biggest reasons is that learners are translating from their native language into English in their head while speaking. That slows everything down.
Oh yes, that's a big one. I've seen many students pause for too long just because they're thinking of the right word or grammar rule.
Right. And the more you try to be perfect with grammar, the more pressure you feel when speaking. That pressure creates fear, and fear causes hesitation.
Exactly. And I think another challenge is limited vocabulary. If you don't have enough words or phrases ready to use, it's hard to speak smoothly.
That's true. Also, many learners focus too much on written English. They learn formal sentences like, "I would like to inform you that I am going to the market." But in real speech, people just say, "Hey, I'm heading to the store."
Yes, that's such a good example. Real English is faster, shorter, and more natural. So when learners try to speak using formal textbook phrases, it sounds slow or awkward, and they can't keep up with fast conversations.
Exactly. And here's another thing: pronunciation.
If you're not sure how to pronounce words, you speak more slowly because you're unsure.
True. It's like your brain is doing too much at once, thinking about the words, the grammar, the pronunciation. No wonder it feels hard to speak fast and clear.
But the good news is, these are all things you can fix with practice. You can train your brain to stop translating, build confidence with real phrases, and improve pronunciation.
That's what today's episode is all about. we're going to show you how to stop overthinking and start speaking like native speakers do, naturally, clearly, and confidently.
Let's do it. Are you ready for some real tips?
Let's go. First up, how to speak faster without sounding unnatural. All right, let's jump into the first goal, how to speak faster in English. Bill, many learners say, I want to speak fast like native speakers, but I get stuck. So where should they begin?
Great question. The very first step is stop translating in your head. When you try to think in your native language and then translate to English, it creates a delay. If you want to speak fast, you need to start thinking in English.
Yes, that's a huge mindset shift. Even thinking in simple English sentences like I'm hungry or let's go now makes a big difference.
Exactly. And the second step is to start using word chunks, also known as collocations, or phrases. Instead of thinking word by word, think in groups of words like, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. Let me think about it. These chunks help your brain flow more quickly.
I love that tip. When you speak in chunks, it sounds more natural and faster because your brain isn't building each sentence from zero.
Right. Here's an example. Let's compare. Slow, word by word. I do not know what you are saying. Right? Fast, natural chunk. I don't know what you're saying. You hear the difference, right?
Totally. And that brings us to another tip, contractions. They really help you speak faster. Say, I'm instead of I am, we're instead of we are, they've instead of they have.
Yes. Native speakers almost always use contractions. If you speak every word separately, you'll sound too formal and slower.
Another tip I love is to copy the rhythm of native speakers. Listen to podcasts, YouTube videos, or movies, and repeat what you hear. Try to match their speed and tone.
That's called shadowing, and it's one of the best ways to train your mouth and brain to speak faster. You repeat right after the speaker, almost like an echo.
Let's give our listeners a mini practice right now. I'll say a short sentence. Bill, you repeat it just a second after me. Ready? I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Are you kidding me?
Are you? Let's get out of here.
Awesome. See? Short, simple, natural chunks.
Exactly. And one more thing. Don't try to speak too fast too soon. First, focus on being natural. Once the phrases feel easy, your speed will increase naturally over time.
Companies ASTM indication forts with executives.
So true, start small, practice daily, and keep using the same phrases until they become automatic.
All right, up next, we're going to talk about how to speak clearly, because fast doesn't matter if people can't understand you. Okay, so we've talked about how to speak faster, but speed means nothing if your words aren't clear. Let's talk about how to speak clearly so people understand you easily.
Yes, clarity is super important. Many learners try to speak fast, but they end up mumbling or swallowing words. So the first tip is slow down just a little and make sure your words are complete and clear.
That's right, you don't need to speak super fast. Even native speakers don't always speak quickly. They speak clearly and naturally.
Another important part of clear speech is pronunciation. If you don't pronounce words correctly, it's hard for people to understand, even if your grammar is perfect.
Exactly. And a good way to improve your pronunciation is to practice difficult sounds in English. For example, the th sound in think, this, that, the difference between v and vu, like very versus wary, or the ending ed in past tense words like talked, played, watched.
Those little things make a big difference. And recording yourself can help too. When you hear yourself speak, you'll notice where you need to improve.
Yes. I always recommend that to my students. Just use your phone, record a sentence like, I went to the market and bought some apples. Then play it back and listen. Do the words sound smooth? Are you dropping any sounds?
Here's another tip. Pause in the right places. Speaking clearly doesn't mean you never stop. Use short pauses between ideas. It helps your listener follow you better.
Right, like this. Yesterday, I met a friend, and we had coffee together. Not yesterday I met a friend and we had coffee together.
Haha, exactly. Give your words space. It helps both you and your listener.
Also, be mindful of word stress. English is a stress-timed language. Some words are naturally stronger. For example, I didn't say he stole the money. Each word stress changes the meaning.
That's a good one. So if you want to speak clearly, learn how to stress the right syllables and words in a sentence.
To sum it up, don't rush, focus on pronunciation, use pauses, and stress the right words. That's how you sound clear and confident.
Coming up next, we're going to teach you how to speak real English like native speakers do. That means slang, connected speech, and natural expressions.
All right, now that we've covered how to speak faster and clearer, let's move on to something really exciting. How to speak real English. Not textbook English, but the kind of English native speakers actually use every day.
Yes, this is where things get fun. Because real English is not perfect. It's full of shortcuts, slang, and connected speech. And if you want to sound natural, you've got to learn how people really talk.
Exactly. For example, in textbooks, you learn, "What are you doing?" But in real life, people say, "What you doing?" It's faster, more casual, and very common in daily conversation.
Right. That's a great example of connected speech, where words blend together. Native speakers don't always pronounce every word clearly. Instead of, "Do you want to go?" they say, "Do you want to go?"
Wanna, gonna, gotta. These are contractions of casual English. Want to becomes wanna. Going to becomes gonna. Got to becomes gotta.
And it's not lazy. It's just how native speakers naturally speak. So, if you want to understand and speak real English, you need to learn these patterns.
Let's give a few more real English examples. Textbook. I do not know. I don't know. Textbook. I have got to go now. Real English. I gotta go.
And let's not forget about slang and idioms. These make your English more fun and expressive. For example, I'm beat means I'm very tired. Hang out means spend time together. No big deal means it's not a problem.
The key here is to listen to native conversations, podcasts, movies, or YouTube videos, and write down expressions you hear often.
And try to use them in your own speaking. Even just one or two real phrases can make your English sound much more natural.
Live it. The more you surround yourself with real English, the faster your speaking will improve.
All right, coming up next, let's talk about practical daily exercises you can do to train your brain and mouth to speak fast, clear, and real English every single day.
Okay, now let's get practical. If you want to speak fast, clear, and real English, you need a daily routine. So, Bill, what's a good starting point?
Start small. Stay consistent. You don't need hours a day. Even 15 to 30 minutes can make a huge difference. The key is to practice every single day.
Exactly. So here's a simple 5-step routine you can follow.
Pick a short audio or video, like a movie scene or podcast. Listen to one sentence, pause, and repeat it, exactly like the speaker.
Focus on the speed and connected speech. try to copy the rhythm. This is called shadowing, and it's super effective.
Record yourself saying the same lines, then compare your version to the original. Ask yourself, did I sound natural? Was it clear?
Most learners never listen to their own voice, but trust me, this step helps you notice mistakes and improve quickly.
Choose a simple topic. My morning routine, my weekend, or my favorite movie. Set a timer and speak for 1 to 2 minutes without stopping.
Don't worry about mistakes, just keep speaking. This builds fluency and confidence.
Every day, learn P or 3 real expressions, like "What's up, I'm in," or "No worries." Use them in your daily practice.
And if you hear a native speaker say something cool, write it down and try to use it. Real English lives in real expressions.
Find a real English conversation, like a TV show clip, and pretend you're part of it. Pause and speak the missing part.
It's fun, and it trains you to respond quickly, just like in real-life conversations.
If you do these 5 steps every day, you'll build a habit. Over time, your speech will become faster, clearer, and more natural.
And don't forget, consistency beats perfection. Even if you make mistakes, just keep going. Your brain is learning.
Coming up next, our final segment, tips to stay confident and motivated so you keep going on your English journey.
Before we wrap up, let's quickly talk about some common mistakes English learners make when trying to speak fast, clear, and real English, and how to fix them.
Great idea! Mistake number 1. Trying to speak too fast too soon. Many learners rush and lose clarity.
Yes, speaking fast doesn't mean racing your words. Fix this by slowing down, focusing on clear pronunciation first, and gradually increasing speed.
Mistake number 2. Using robotic or textbook language. Learners often say things like, "Hello, how are you today? I am fine, thank you." It sounds unnatural.
To fix that, start using real expressions like, "Hey, what's up?" or "I'm good, how about you?" Learn language the way it's used in real life.
Mistake number 3. Avoiding speaking out loud. Some learners think just reading or listening is enough.
Nope, you must practice speaking, even if you're alone. Talk to yourself, record yourself, or use speaking apps.
And one more, being afraid of making mistakes. Fear holds people back from speaking.
The fix? Accept that mistakes are part of learning. Even native speakers make them. Just keep practicing and don't give up.
Exactly. When you focus on progress, not perfection, you'll improve faster.
Coming up, we'll wrap up everything we've learned today and give you a simple action plan to follow. Stay with us. All right, it's time to wrap up today's episode. Let's do a quick recap.
We talked about why people struggle with fast and clear English, and we shared techniques to speak faster, tips to speak clearly, and how to sound real and natural like native speakers.
We also gave you a daily practice routine with shadowing, recording, speaking freely, learning real phrases, and mirroring native speakers.
And we covered some common mistakes, like rushing, using robotic language, or being afraid of mistakes, and how to fix them.
Now, here's your motivation. You can speak English fast, clear, and real if you practice daily, stay consistent, and enjoy the process.
Absolutely. Don't aim to be perfect. Aim to be real and confident. Every single day you practice, you're getting better, even if you don't notice it right away.
So keep going. Speak out loud. Have fun with it. English isn't just something you study, it's something you live.
Thanks for joining us today. We believe in you, and we'll see you in the next episode of the English Learning Podcast.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep growing, and stay motivated. And that brings us to the end of this episode, How to Speak Fast, Speak Clear, Speak Real in English.
We hope you found today's tips and techniques helpful. Remember, progress takes time, but with consistent practice, you will speak more fluently and naturally.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave a rating or review. It really helps us reach more English learners like you.
And hey, if you have questions or want us to talk about a specific topic in a future episode, just drop a comment or send us a message.
You can also follow us on YouTube and social media for more daily English practice, tips, and fun content to keep you motivated.
Thanks again for spending time with us today. Keep practicing, stay positive, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Ginglish Learning Podcast.
Bye for now, and remember, you've got this.